Biggie. This goes out to you. This goes out to you, and you, and you, Biggie, and you.
What's up, Puff family? What's up, Biggie fam? Biggie here with you. It is July 23rd. I want to make this video for everyone to really help you understand what's going on within Puff as we start to wrap up this project. We are now moving into and in the midst of chapter 6. We have NFTs on the horizon, which is really exciting. And we also have the ultimate decision coming up momentarily, I would think sometime in the next week or so. So this is where we are at chapter 6, last of the 6 chapters, and moving into the ultimate dilemma, the final decision, which I'm going to take some time to really unpack all of this for you. So settle in. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video because there's so much material to get through. We'll try to take it step by step. There was a recent post here on X that just came out, I think yesterday, so I'm going to walk you through this step by step, try to really help you understand what it means, and we'll take it step by step. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always find me over in the Biggie Telegram. I'll put the link to the description below. You can also find me in the Discord along with many of the OGs that will help you out with these topics. The OG team is also doing a podcast over on the Discord Friday at 8 p.m. UTC. So that'll be a good supplement to this video. If you have any additional questions, and of course, you can always find me over in the Biggie Telegram as well. So let's get started with this. Let's go through this post step by step and really unpack it, help you understand what it means. So number 1, Cook has announced their allocations for the Puff community and how it will work. Number 2, the NFTs are coming, so we will be able to mint NFTs starting on Monday, the 29th. Don't have an exact time yet. That information is still to come, but it has been confirmed it will be on Monday. We'll go through those steps, what the NFTs are, what they mean, what the value may be to you, and then finally the updated tokenomics and the chapter 6 drop plan. So let's dig into this a little bit. Beautiful picture here of one of the Puff dragons. Reminds me just like my mother-in-law's face. She looks just like that. So let's move into the first step. So the most recent news from the Mantle announcement. So out of the 15% float of Cook, we see here the season 1 allocation. So what we want to pay attention to here is the right side. The left side is a completely different topic, a completely different video, which I hope to make a supplement video to really help you understand the Metamorphosis campaign, which is running for about 100 days. And I think we're probably now 15 or 20 days into that 100 days where you can take your mETH and you can stake it and you can earn powder, which is the same thing if you're farming in other projects. It's more commonly known as points. For the Mantle campaign, they're calling it powder. So if you're interested on the left side here, you can come over to the Biggie Telegram. In fact, I think we're going to do a live demonstration in Telegram to show you how to LP your mETH tokens and how to continue to earn points, aka powder, for Cook. But for today, we're going to focus on the right side. What this means, as you can see, there's a total of 6% out of the 15% for season 1 that's going to be allocated to the Puff project, which is excellent. That's just about 40% of total season 1 allocation coming over to Puff. So that's a positive. As we continue to scroll down, we'll first dig into the ultimate decision and what the options will be. So we're going to have 2 different choices for the ultimate decision. Number 1 is going to be burning your Puff into acid. What does acid mean? Simply another word for points, as I just described to you if you're farming, or if you're doing in the Metamorphosis campaign, it's known as powder. But think of it kind of in the same grouping: acid, powder, points. Think of it all meaning kind of the same thing. You're earning points, acid, powder for an allocation of the Cook token. So that's going to be the ultimate decision. Choice 1 is burning your Puff for acid, which will then turn into Cook. As we look further, not just from the vesting schedule from Mantle, but also is going to be important to look into the vesting schedule right here. So for option 1, we're going to be focused here. So the release of the TGE, the token generation event, is planned for sometime at the end of those 100 days. So probably sometime in October. So if you choose option 1 to burn your puff for acid, that will then convert into the Cook token, and you will get half of your allocation unlocked in October. Then you'll get another 25% unlocked 3 months after that, so November, December, maybe January, and then your final 25% unlocked 3 months after that, so maybe sometime April, May timeframe. So in total, you'll get 100% vested and all of your Cook tokens unlocked, probably sometime in April 2025 is my guess, somewhere around there. It's tough to put a valuation on the Cook token itself and what that means and what its value may be. I've spoken to some really smart people within the community, and shout out to Bitnik in the community. He is a great asset. Also Micro, fantastic person to connect with in the community as well. Really smart people that are helping kind of crunch some numbers, generate some estimations. And also a shout out to Citra over in Telegram. He has been killing it there, has been a really great asset to the community, and really answering a lot of questions over on Telegram. So thank you, Citro, to you as well. So getting back to the valuation of Cook. So my estimation, let's just basing it on a $1 billion FDV, fully diluted value of Cook. And that's based off valuations of other projects and governance tokens. But we do know the total supply of Cook is going to be 5 billion. So if we assume or estimate a rough value of about 1 billion FDV of Cook, with 5 billion tokens, we can estimate one Cook to approximately be right around 20 cents. So just keep that number in mind or jot it down on a piece of paper. We'll come back to it as we continue to move through all of this information. That's option 1. Option 2 is going to be to hold your puff, not burn it, and see what happens in the future to the price of puff. The benefit there is there will be a lot of puff that will be burned. I'll go into the tokenomics with you a little bit further as we move through this video to help you understand what that may mean. So option 1 is either burning, or option 2 is holding your puff and seeing where that goes. And we'll get a little bit deeper to that as we move through this. Again, getting back into option 1, so you're going to have to come over when this information is ready and released. You're going to come over to mETH Labs. I'll put the link in the description in YouTube. You're going to come over to the Cauldron tab is where you're going to find this option to choose to burn your puff. It looks like it will be time sensitive, so the quicker you choose your decision, whether it's option A to burn or option B to keep your puff, is going to be time sensitive, and it looks like there will be a multiplier there. So the sooner you make that decision, the greater multiplier you will get, the more acid, aka points, that you will have, and maybe earn an additional Cook. So continuing to move through here, while you ponder the ultimate game strategy, next week on Monday, June 29th, as I mentioned, you'll be able to start minting the Puff NFTs. Don't have a time yet. That's going to be important because there's only going to be a certain number of allocated NFTs, and they will be first come, first serve. So continue to be tuned in to the official Puff X page, have the announcements turned on, continue to stay close to Discord, as well as the Telegram, both for Puff or in the Biggie community. They'll all be updated with the timing of when this may happen on June 29th. So there'll be a total of 8,888 NFTs that will be mintable. There's going to be 8,000, actually this is a typo, it should be 100 higher, so it should be 8,587 classic NFTs with 4,118 of Cook tokens vesting to each one of the NFTs. And then there's also going to be, this also could look like my mother-in-law, depending if she puts her glasses on or not. And then option 2, there will be 301 legendary NFTs, which will each vest 50,000 Cook. Now, if you think back to that 20 cent number I mentioned prior, estimation of what the value of one Cook token can be, the legendary NFT, which will each vest 50,000 Cook, could translate to roughly $10,000 valuation over the course of the vesting period, which if we go back to the vesting period, now we're moving to here, Puff NFT, that's going to invest over the course of 12 months linearly. So let's just assume you have 1,200 Cook. So you're going to invest 100 Cook every month, each month, over the course of 12 months. So you'll be fully unlocked after 12 months, but each month, month by month, you will unlock, let's say, assuming you have 1,200 Cook allocated, you'll unlock 100 per month. Now, the benefit here is that you are guaranteed, if you're in this legendary NFT bucket, to get one of those NFTs. To do that, you're going to need three things. You're going to need 10 million BMT. You're going to need 8,888 Puff, and which is not in this post yet, but I'm pretty sure that from the team, what I'm hearing is you're going to need 2 potions associated with that same wallet to be able to mint an NFT. So 10 million BMT, you're going to have to exchange 8,888 Puff and have at least 2 potions in your wallet. So some of you may like to go this route and may be a little bit short on BMT. There will be no further BMT drops coming for Chapter 6, so whatever you have, there will be no more allocated to you, but you can still gain some BMT kind of on the OTC market. We do have a couple of BMT dealers over in the Biggie Telegram, so if you do need a BMT fix, they're located in the dark alley of 5th Street and Broadway over in the Biggie Telegram, so come on over if you need some of that good stuff, uncut. The going rate right now is about 1,000 to 1,200 BMT per Puff. So we do have a couple of people that are dealing some Puff, so head on over to the Biggie Telegram. We'll get you hooked up with a dealer there and can get you to this threshold if you may be short and you want to come into this level. There are only 88 guaranteed slots for the legendary NFT. And as you can see here, there'll be 3 different buckets. So the Escobar bucket is the one that I mentioned that you will need the BMT, 8,888 Puff, and for any of these, you're going to need 2 potions associated with your wallet. So you can see here, if you go that route, you are guaranteed a legendary, not a classic. Bucket number 2 is called Distributor. You only need 1 million BMT for this mint, 1,500 Puff, and you'll have a 1 in 6 chance of minting a legendary. So there's 667 classic NFTs and 133 legendary. So you still have a good shot, or 1 in 6 chance, to be able to come away with a legendary NFT if you go that route. The classic NFTs are going to earn you 4,118 of Cook throughout that 12-month vesting period that I mentioned before. And then the final bucket, which is bucket number 3, you can mint for 50,000 BMT, 500 Puff, and you still have a 1% shot. There's going to be 80 legendary NFTs in this bucket. So you still have a 1% shot. So if you want to take a chance at that, you can do that as well. But if you want the guaranteed legendary, this is the way to go. And again, if you need some BMT, I mentioned the way that you can do that. So let's continue to move forward, get an update on the tokenomics. There will be a final airdrop of 25 million Puff for Chapter 6, 21 million allocated to potions, and 4 million to vials. And this will happen sometime after the NFTs. So the NFTs are next Monday, the 29th. The final drop for Chapter 6 will happen sometime after that. Do not have a date yet. There is no bonding needed. There will be a community multiplier. So remember, if you've been kind of cheating your Puff, that may affect your community multiplier. So the wallet reputation will be important for this. Let's see what other information we have here. Continuing to move down here, as we know, GCR has a huge dong. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Okay, this is important. So a little bit more about the tokenomics. Puff has adapted its tokenomics to reduce cheap emissions. So 1/3 of the total supply will not be emitted. So 300 million out of the total 888 million tokens will be locked up indefinitely for now. So going back to option 2 of the ultimate decision of deciding to keeping your puff and what that means and the benefit to that. So if we go back into the original tokenomics of puff, we can see there are, let's just call it 889 million total supply. So from just reading that, we know that there's going to be 300 million locked away. So that's going to bring the total supply down from 889 million. If you take off 300 million, we're about 589 million total supply left. Then you need to factor in all of the puff that will be burned for the NFTs, and also the people that choose option 1 of the ultimate decision to burn their puff for acid that are going to go the cook route are also going to be burning a tremendous amount of puff as well. So factoring the total supply, taking off 300 million, which we know will be locked away, and then adding in, that leaves us with about 589 million. And then let's just say roughly half of that results in burns from people burning for NFTs and burning for option 1 of the ultimate decision. Let's just say 50% of that gets burned. So now we're at a total supply of somewhere around 295 million supply of puff remaining. Add in the fact, which I fully expect puff to have a CEX listing. What will that do to the value of puff token once it goes into a centralized exchange? Once the total supply drops down from originally 888 million down to maybe 290 million or so, we don't know. But that's something that each of you can figure out. I have my strategy of what I think I'm going to do. I think everyone over in the Biggie community as well, we're kind of sharing some strategy ideas. So if that's interesting to you, come over to the Telegram. We'll kind of share some ideas, which may be the best route to go, which may be most lucrative. And it also depends on your timeline. Do you really want to, are you okay with the 12-month vesting period and continuing to wait that long and kind of factoring in what may be happening to the macroeconomics, to the crypto market, how that may affect the valuation of Cook moving forward? Or do you just want to maybe cash out, keep your puff, see if it goes to a centralized exchange, sell it, or maybe swap it over if you're a big believer in Ethereum? And with the spot ETFs going live today and maybe ETH season, the idea of keeping your puff, gaining the upside of the price appreciation of puff, maybe swapping that over to mETH. And that pretty much mirrors the price of ETH. So that's an option too. And then there's many ways you can take that mETH and stake it, continue to farm it. Getting back to what I showed you in the beginning for the Metamorphosis campaign. So there's a lot of different options that you can look to. And we can discuss all of that over in the Telegram and kind of strategize together before we get to that stage. Additionally, with the burns, so as I mentioned, burns for the NFT puff, burns from the Cook conversions, and there's also going to be burns for unclaimed airdrops. So people that have been holding mETH through Chapter 1, Chapter 4, Chapter 5 that have received airdrops and may not even realize that they've received airdrops that are just sitting there unaccounted for, that Cook will also be burned. So continuing to drop the supply down lower and lower. So that's pretty much it. This is the last tweet. Don't go any further below this. Everything below this is a scam. Don't click on anything below this. There's a lot of BS, like stuff like this. So there's no register, puffthedragon.com. Don't fall for any of that. So don't go any further than this. Trying to think if there's anything else important I wanted to discuss with you. I think that's it for now. But as information is continuing to be released, still getting a lot of questions as to The NFTs, here's a little bit more information about what we know so far regarding whether we will have one NFT per whitelisted wallet. I think that the core team is still deciding that. There may be a different minting available for each bucket of NFT, which I showed you before. There's 3 different buckets to choose from. So we don't know yet if there'll just be 1 mint per wallet period, or maybe 1 mint per wallet, which will allow you to get 1 from here, 1 from here, and 1 from here. We don't know that yet. We do know the minimum for the whitelist will be 2 potions to be able to mint an NFT. The NFTs will be like regular tokens, so they will be tradable. So unlike the potions, which were soul bound, the NFTs will be tradable. So if you decide maybe you want to go the legendary route or gain a classic NFT and decide you just want to sell it on the open market, you can certainly do that as well. And the minting will be on a first come, first served basis. So be sure that you stay tuned for Monday the 29th to see what time. I expect these 88, especially these 88 legendary NFTs, to move really quickly. I think Jordy will be announcing more details as we move through the coming days. It's only Tuesday now, so we still have a few more days to continue to develop this. So that's it for now, fam. If you have some more questions, come over to the Telegram. Happy to answer some questions there, help you out. If you like the video, please subscribe. Please like the video. I think that's it for now. So I will continue to keep you updated. If we need to make another announcement or video, I will do that to help you all. But for now, I think that filled everyone in. And I will see you over in the Telegram. Peace out. Biggie.